Good morning. Bună ziua, bine ați venit. Well, here's the first episode of Living in Romania with Dr. David, and we're in my local area, and I thought I'd show you some apartment blocks and try to beautify the ordinary, as Flaubert may have said. So here's the block. Most apartment buildings, they have 4 floors, in this area anyway, and if you have 4 floors it means you don't have to have a lift. Normally it jumps from 4 to 10. If you have 10 you need to have a lift, and they look pretty ordinary from the outside. You can see they don't look anything special on the outside, from the outside. When you get inside, it's a different story, and there are palaces. They are literally clean mini palaces, and Romanians pride themselves on cleanliness, and it's extraordinary what the difference is between a rather desolate stairwell and the interior. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing a mask, not to protect you viewers, but because the law changed this morning in Romania, and we have to wear masks outside as well as inside. So that's life. Another change in Romania has been the growth of recycling, and our bins here in the block, near the block where I live, they're emptied every day, and they've just introduced a load of recycling bins. So we've got paper, plastic, metal, glass, recycling. So there we go. We're going to go and have a look at the local area a little bit and see what we can see. And the next section is Comedy Central. It's a roundabout. I think it's official that Romanians are the worst drivers in Europe. They have the highest number of road deaths in Europe, that's for sure. So I never feel totally safe, either when walking or driving in Romania. But we'll have a look. Here we've got a pizzeria, which is very often the case, at the bottom of a this one's called MF Pizza, MF Concept Pizza, non-stop. The locals, MF, well, the first word is mother, and you can deduce what the second word would be. Over the road we have a non-stop 24-hour supermarket, which is open 24 hours, and the local golan, the local ne'er-do-wells, they come there and buy their beers inside and then take them outside to drink them because it's cheaper. Normally a beer would cost you 4 lei, 4.50 in a bar, maybe 4 to 5 lei, which is about 80 pence or $1 US. But in there they'd be paying 2.50 to 3. Okay, let's have a look. Let's just watch Comedy Central, this roundabout, and sadly there's no one on the roundabout at the moment, but they're not very good at using roundabouts. Let's have a look. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. That was okay. When it's busier, it gets absolutely crazy here. Theoretically, you give priority to the left because we're driving on the right. But it doesn't always happen. Okay, we'll head on. So, this area we're in at the moment is called Rovine. It's an area to the north of Craiova, which is where we are. And how much does an apartment cost? Well, you're going to be paying about 1,000 euros. Everything is priced in euros, although Romania isn't yet in the euro. Until they get their economy sorted out, they're not allowed in. But you're probably going to be paying around 1,000 euros a square meter here. So you buy a 2-bedroom apartment, it's probably going to be something like 60 square meters. You're going to be paying about 60,000 euros. The incredible statistic about apartments in Romania is that 96% of property is privately owned. People don't rent. That disguises the fact that a lot of people live in apartments owned by their parents or rented by their parents. So it's not a true picture, but incredibly, according to the official statistics, only 4% of people actually rent their own apartment. So it's puts England to shame, if you like, on that basis. Okay, we're going up to the main street now, and then we'll head along, and I wanted to show you a couple of examples of street art, as it were. Here's a little shop and a bar on the left. You find these all over. They sell bread, they sell everything, and people use them. People support their local commercial activities rather than everyone going to the supermarket all the time. People would rather use their local shops, which I applaud. There's a school on my right, and the kids are meant to be in school all day, or half the day, because the young ones go in the morning and the older ones go later on, after 1 o'clock. They're not allowed out of school, so what they've done is they've taken off the top piece of concrete, built a step, and they can come and go as they wish. So school children don't necessarily attend school for the whole day. They spend time at the shop I showed you, playing ping pong or snooker, and occasionally turning up for the odd lesson. So I'm not saying it's any different in any other country in the world, but that's how they operate. Okay, we're going along towards the main street, and something else that you find in every Romanian block of flats is a rod of iron outside, so you can beat your carpet. And every weekend, here's one you can see. Every weekend old ladies will take their rugs out into the garden area, and here's an example of a garden area. It's rather nice. Nice Christmas tree, still decorated. And they whack away at their carpets to make sure they're clean, dust free, free of insects. And this happens every weekend. So you're woken by the sound of grandma's bunice hitting the carpets. Now I said that most blocks are 4 flights or 10. We can see a larger block at the end, which would have a lift, an elevator. But this one in front of me here has 5. That's very unusual, and it actually belongs to a friend of mine. Maybe we'll make a film about him, an entrepreneur who runs an accommodation set of businesses in Craiova. And what he did, he bought flats with 4 stories and added one on top. So he's done that in more than one location. I think 3 locations in Craiova, and he also has a hotel, and he's an interesting guy, sings in a band. So maybe we'll do an interview with him later on. Okay, we're going to cross the road, and I'll take you to what I wanted to show you. Across the road we have Lidl, which those of you familiar with supermarkets will recognize. We tend to use Lidl, Kaufland, Auchan not so much. And here we have a fantastic mural on one of these blocks, beautifying what could be a rather ordinary space. And another one on the block next door. A genie. And this guy, an old guy who lives here, he looks after this garden amazingly. And you can see a little table and chairs underneath some vines. And in the summer, the old people who live here will come out here, sit, chat, and put the world to right. Okay, that was an introduction to Craiova, to Rovine, my area, and I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.